Hi, I'm Anthony, and I'd like to share some ideas to help ourselves through these grinding drought conditions we find ourselves here in the Western Cape of South Africa. What I'd like to discuss is the value of a swimming pool under drought conditions. Now, mostly swimming pools are perceived as large, seldom used water wasting liabilities. But when water restrictions are in place, they can be put to good use. So, how is this possible, you may ask? Their value lies in their usage as a collector of rainwater that would have otherwise flown to waste. As you can see, mine is a large swimming pool, as was the fashion in the 1960s when this one was built. It's more of a dam than a pool actually, so one wouldn't be far wrong in calling it a dam pool. Considering the large number of swimming pools in the Western Cape, there must be millions of litres of water available in these reservoirs. And 1 litre of water used from a swimming pool is 1 litre of water available in the provincial dams for those who don't have access to swimming pools. Of course, a word of warning, this water is not suitable for human consumption, even when kept clear due to the chemicals in the water, but it can be used for washing and purposes other than human consumption. Obviously, with some further filtration and cleansing, one could get it down to human consumption, but as it is in a swimming pool, it is not fit for consumption. One should also bear in mind that under these conditions, one should have a pool cover. I've taken mine off here for illustration purposes. So 2 things need to be achieved if a swimming pool under drought conditions is to be of any value. The first is that you need to be able to collect rainwater, and the second, once you've collected it, you need to maintain water quality through filtration. If you don't, you'll end up with pea soup. And pea soup water is no good to man nor beast. Now, let's deal with the second issue first. That is maintaining water quality through regular filtration. Now, under normal conditions, the water level drops through evaporation, so much so that it drops below the level of the weir intake, which means that your pool pump and filter can no longer operate because they would suck air. Although a little labor intensive, this problem can be overcome by filling a 20-litre water barrel equipped with a spout with pool water, and then opening the tap just enough to provide enough water into the weir while the pump is running to maintain the airtight seal. Here you'll have to experiment to see what flow rate from your barrel is needed to maintain the seal. The pump will not get an airlock, and Creepy will happily keep on crawling as long as the trickle into the weir is maintained. Of course, you could do the same with trickle of mains water, but that really defeats the object of the exercise, which is to absolutely minimize water usage. The second reason why swimming pools are regarded as water wasters is that much of it is lost when backwashing the filter, which needs to be done on a fortnightly basis or so, depending on dust and wind conditions. A normal 0.75 kilowatt pool pump with its sand filter loses between 400 and 500 litres of water between backwash and rinse cycles, which is indeed a huge wastage. There is a solution to this problem, and that is to install a 500 litre plastic tank which is connected to the backwash output from your filter. Now, with a 1.5 minute backwash and a 1.5 minute rinse, this tank is pretty much full of murky, muddy water. The dirt in suspension in the water, however, can be settled to the bottom within a day or so by sprinkling a flocculant such as alum powder, which you can buy from your local hardware store, into the tank. I then have a standard garden fitting and hose pipe with a tap at the bottom of the tank, which I use to return the clear water to the pool just via an ordinary garden hose pipe. And here's the perfectly clear water running from the backwash tank
back into the pool.
Now obviously when the water level gets too low, you have a problem backwashing, because the water level has now, as in this case, dropped below the level of the weir. You can overcome this, however, by taking one section of pool cleaner hose, putting it in the weir and putting a weight on the other end of this pipe so that the pipe gets down to where there is water. Well, so much for keeping the water clean. But what about collection? From the 1st of June of this year, it will be prohibited to top up your pool from a water mains, notwithstanding the usage of a pool cover. So the only way to maintain the reservoir status of the pool is if water collection can be done during these shockingly infrequent rainfall periods we've been experiencing. Now, as you can see from my pool, the level is low, below the bottom of the weir. But should we have 5 millimeters of rain at some stage, the pool level will obviously rise by 5 millimeters only. But if I can collect water from a larger area than the surface area of the pool, I can expect upwards of 10 millimeters in total, which will almost restore the level of the water to above the bottom of the weir. Now, obviously, it all depends on whether you have a roof and downpipe nearby that can serve for collection. Luckily, I have a roof with a downpipe nearby, which gives a surface area similar or maybe a little more than the pool surface area. Now, this downpipe originally channeled water through underneath the house, but I've cut off the downpipe and press fitted a right angle section to the bottom of the pipe. It's a bit destructive, but desperate times call for desperate measures. So when normal rain returns, I'll have to replace this pipe. I've pressed an adapter into the bottom of the right angle. These you can buy at a hardware store or Agrimark, or build up from individual pieces from plumbing sections at said hardware store. All it is a rubber adapter, a flexible hose and a 40mm pipe connector. To that I've added old pieces of pool cleaner pipe duct taped together to reduce leaks. Now all we need is rain. Maybe I should hire a shaman to do a little rain dance. Otherwise my rain harvesting plans purely a waste of time.
So here we go then. Very light rain. Nonetheless, it's rain and it's putting water into my swimming pool.
So I hope I've given some ideas to pool owners to help ourselves and indirectly help others. Any comments, suggestions, please post below.